Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. It is a new month, which means a new theme. This month's theme is back to school prep. Around here, school's back in session or in a couple weeks, so I figured I'd give you lots of stuff that you can have prepped and ready, lots of snacks, breakfast, different meals that you can just grab and go, and it's full of good proteins that won't spike the sugar, all the good stuff. So, are you ready? Let's get to today. We are making things with cottage cheese. Now you might be saying, gross, and these are things that are sweet. This stuff I made for my kids, and then I asked them, guess what's in these? They could not guess for the life of them that it was made with cottage cheese, even my husband. So you cannot not win with these. And what are these things, you ask? Two amazing things: chocolate pudding and forgot the word, cherry ice cream. Ready, let's get her done. First, we're gonna go with the chocolate pudding. Now, I'm gonna give you a little side note. Sorry, just real quick, babe, sorry. These things are half the amount because I didn't have enough ingredients, but I'm gonna give you guys the full amount on my recipe, and I'll tell you. So when I'm done making stuff, you will have twice as much because the stores are not having my cottage cheese. So when you can buy it, let me show you which cottage cheese. Sorry, I keep getting side notes. This is my favorite cottage cheese. They do have an organic version, but just the normal one is good. I like a full fat, but again, all they had was low fat. But this brand is full of good stuff. Just milk, active starter, and cream. That's all there is. Can't get any better than that. You want to have good ingredients so you're not having extra gums and nasty stuff you don't need. Now let's get started. This is a half cup cottage cheese, but in the full recipe, whole cup of cottage cheese. We're just gonna add it to our food processor. If you have a blender, that works. Again, guys, I wanna show you how to do things with what you have. Then, I have a tablespoon of cocoa powder, but you're gonna want 2 tablespoons. And a tablespoon of maple syrup, or 2 tablespoons for the full recipe. And then all we're gonna do is whip this up. It's gonna get loud. Halfway in between, you're gonna wanna mix it up just so you make sure you get all that good stuff throughout the entire thing. And then mix it up again. For pudding consistency. It's that easy. Now you're gonna put it in a bowl, put it in the fridge, and it's ready for your kids to devour when they get home from school or for breakfast. Honestly, it could be for anything. That's the cool thing about snacks that you can make from scratch, and their ingredients that aren't chock full of sugar, that have good ingredients. So this is a love of my kids. Again, we're gonna just scrape everything out of here. You're gonna have twice as much, so this looks a little puny. But if this is all you have or you can get, then it's still enough to have for a full snack. And the cool thing also that I forgot to mention, there is, let's see, 14 grams of protein in a half a cup. So even just what we made, there's 14 grams of protein. If you make the full recipe, 28 grams in a snack. It has no sugar. It's so good for you. It's so protein rich, and it'll keep your kids fuller longer, and they won't be asking for sugary things. Look at that, guys. That's it. Put it in the fridge and your kids will be so happy, and try it. Ask them what they think is in there, and I guarantee you they will not be able to tell. So on the next one, I have to get this all cleaned up and we'll get to the cherry. Now our second little treat is cherry ice cream with our cottage cheese. Super easy, just 3 ingredients again. And again, my thing is half the recipe. So you will have, or you will yield twice as much. So I have a 1.5 cups of cherries, which normally you'd need 3 cups. I have a 1/2 cup of cottage cheese, or you'll need a cup. And then I have an 1/8 cup of maple syrup. So you'll need a 1/4 cup. We're just gonna put these all in the blender. I don't know why I grabbed this first. So I have dark cherries that are frozen and pitted. So I got these, just a 10-ounce bag is what I found at the store. Make sure they are pitted because you do not want to eat those. So then our cottage cheese, protein, and the cool thing, guys, there's no dyes. Natural dyes from the cherries. That. And we're gonna whirl it up. Again, halfway through. I always advise to scrape down whatever contraption you're using. One last mixeroo. Now this, totally up to you how smooth you want it. Now I'm gonna let you know that if you use fresh cherries, you're gonna wanna put this mixture into one of those ice cube trays and then blend it to make it nice and smooth. But since we're using frozen, I can just put it right into my jar and then put it in the freezer, maybe an hour, and it'll be ready to consume. Or you can honestly just eat it like this. It's up to you on the consistency. So just pick a jar that can, or container that can go in the freezer. I'm gonna have to scrape all this. I can't stand when people don't scrape everything out of the bowl. It's such a waste. Like, you can get so much more. Please take the extra minute. Guys, you have time to get all that extra goodness. I mean, we all know everything costs a lot these days, so don't waste it. Look at that, that's like a whole spoon or two that you wish you would have had if you didn't scrape it. Do me a solid and scrape it, please. You know darn well I'm gonna get this too. Just don't cut yourself, please. I know it's a little ridiculous to sit here and get all this, but it's not to me. Okay. Except, there we go. Cherry ice cream. You guys, that is so good. Now, I don't have anything to wipe. I put this in the freezer. I have a top, but we'll get that later. Put it in the freezer, and then you can enjoy. So we have just made, do I have anything on my teeth? Okay. We have just made 2 awesome full protein snacks that your kids, wow, apparently can't talk. Your kids are gonna love, you're gonna love. And the amazing thing about protein, like I mentioned earlier, it'll keep your kids fuller, it won't spike their sugar, so they won't be running around crazy. They're gonna eat things that will keep their body healthy before they eat dinner, whatever it may be. So it's important to choose good ingredients, choose stuff that's full of protein, and things that you will be so happy that your kids are eating. So I hope you guys enjoy this recipe. Let me know if you made it and what you think, and I'll see you guys next time.